Meanwhile, in Volk's wrath,
The duck's burnt! You're cooking in a burnt pan, you fucking dick! Oh my god, leave it! Leave it! Leave it! Just fucking leave it! You're gonna blow fire in your face, you fucking donkey!
Leonidas is a Guller Flame manacaster unit who uses the rapid firing mode. He is the first scion of Alberian and the eldest among his siblings in the Royale family. He is a unit long hyped ever since his debut in chapter 16 of the main campaign, where he announced his alliance with Uden to oversee New Alberian, while Uden and his team embarked on the quest to Northern Dragalia. As a unit he is expected to be strong, but it seems stronger than what even I expected. Let's find out why is that the case. His first skill, Sovereign Barrage, deals 1800% damage in a fan-shaped pattern and inflicts Scorchrend, a new flame-exclusive damage over time affliction. This skill costs almost 3800 SP, which when compared to his damage output, is a pretty good ratio of damage to cost. The new Scorchrend affliction is pretty useful towards endgame when attuned bosses, combined with burning in a typical flame team and his abilities. The total team damage should be pretty staggering, and perhaps perfect for challenging the new legend mode for Volk's wrath. Overall this skill is a very powerful skill with good damage and new damage over time affliction. His second skill, Absolute Minion, costs nearly double of skill 1 at around 7600 SP, dealing 2100% damage towards surrounding enemies, dispels a buff from each target, and grants Leonidas the Draconian Grace effect. The effect has 5 levels, with higher levels achieved by activating the skill, while the current effect is still active. The effect lasts for 40 seconds from level 1 to 4, and is permanent once it reaches level 5. This effect grants him at most a 10% strength buff and a 20% damage reduction buff. This skill is very versatile, as a good damage dealing skill, dispelling skill, and a self-buffing skill. The relatively high SP cost is mitigated by his high attack rate, which can be further exploited by skill haste sprints. Overall this skill is very impressive with what it offers, and is certainly fit for the first Prince of Alberian. His gauge accelerator is typical for manacasters, but it works especially well for him, as his force strikes has a higher overdrive modifier against enemies. This allows him to lay down supporting fire that can shred the overdrive bar very quickly, providing an opening for the team to launch relentless attacks on the temporarily immobilized enemy. His Chainco ability is the first of its kind, filling 3% of the dragon gauge for every 50 hit combo. As a rapid fire manacaster, Leonidas is able to benefit greatly from this, allowing him to shapeshift pretty quickly compared to other units. Leonidas has 3 unique abilities, with the most plain being his dual resistance towards stun and sleep, typical for Guller units. Conquering Scion forces Leonidas to transform into Mars regardless of any dragon equipped. When Leonidas has the maximum level of Draconian Grace active, his dragon time is reduced by half, but the amount of dragon gauge consumed is also halved, requiring a quarter of the gauge, rather than half of typical units. The effect will be consumed when Leonidas's transformation is undone. Basically, this ability allows more opportunities for Leonidas to shapeshift, which works especially well when combined with his Chainco ability. This ability of Leonidas also makes him very viable for a dragon build. His last ability is basically a 30% scorchrend punisher and a 10% overdrive punisher, further boosting his damage output. As a rapid fire manacaster, striking haste and force strike damage work very well. This is especially true for Leonidas, as his force strikes have enhanced overdrive modifiers, and his skill 2 requiring a decent skill haste to stack. Aside from the enhanced force strike, his high damage and potentially higher than average transformation frequency allows for many offense-based abilities, even dragon-specific ones. Here are the abilities that I would equip on Leonidas through imprints and dragons. Speaking of dragons, it is a no-brainer to equip Mars on him, not only because of cannon accuracy, but also due to Mars's abilities, having a tremendous strength buff, and also 100% skill prep after exiting his dragon form. But, Mars is a gullet dragon, and as such not everyone has him. If that's the case, alternatives include Horus, Ani, Cerberus, Prometheus, and Sequoia. For his weapon, the Draupnir is an obvious top pick. The Crimson Trigger is a good alternative if you are having a hard time fighting Volk, as High Brunhilde is relatively easy compared to Volk, even in master difficulty. The Chimera Tech Gunner is a decent alternative. For Wimprints, these here are what I think suit Leonidas well, considering his very good compatibility with many offense-based Wimprints. It is always welcome to have a relatively new class of units, performing exceptionally well in endgame content. Leonidas fits that description perfectly, with videos of him clearing Legend Volk popping up a lot recently. He isn't an absolute necessity, but an absolute treat to have in use, especially with a compatible set of equipment. He may be an attack unit, and fits the tag well, but the OD modifiers he has also makes him a supportive unit, via suppressive barrage, that decimates the OD bar faster than Rambo. Overall, he is a great unit, that I recommend to anyone looking for a powerful yet fun unit to play. Now go out there, and await the chapter 17 update of the main campaign, while turning Volk into a scorched and overcooked shish kebab alongside flame units, that can spam burn. That's all from me. Moga out.